Hi, I'm Captain Grant Coppin with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report.
Over here on this flat, kind of just south of the Sulphur Road area, we've been catching some good redfish in these, what I guess you could call them the Laguna Madre humps. This little conglomerate of spoil islands. This is actually a pretty big area. But what I like to do is come in here, power pull down in front of one of the islands, fish it with popping corks and live shrimp. If I don't do any good with that, I'll throw 3 rods out with cut bait. Give it 15 minutes, move to the next island. Pick up the corks and the live shrimp. If you get nothing, pick up 3 baits and give it 15 minutes with a cut bait. Do that on every one of these islands. You will have your limit by the time you're done with these islands. Uh, the water coming up like it has last week. The same thing this week. We've had the tides be about the same, and it's replenishing our bays, and so we're getting more water into the bays. We're getting more fish. Look for this pattern to continue as long as the water stays up. Over here in Nighthawk Bay, we've been catching some good redfish on the backside of these spoils. A few drum mixed in, maybe a trout or two, but mainly the redfish have been hanging out backside of these spoils. You can get up in here because the water came up. So, get think of my boat. You'll see me out here, big old blue boat and white. I'll be in here working these spoils, throwing cut bait, cut mullets, what we got right now until the skipjacks start showing themselves again. Uh, but I mean, I like fishing with mullet better anyway. It just stays on the hook better. The skipjack tends to fall apart. But use the mullet, throw it on a big hook, uh, leave lots of room. I like to use circle hooks when I'm fishing with the knocker rig with the weight right by the hook. Just come in here and you'll catch plenty of good redfish. Over here in Dead Man's Hole, we've been catching some good drum. They're finally starting to school up. It's been a little bit hard to find them just because the water's dirty. I don't know why it's dirty in here right now, but uh, the winds have kind of been shifting and not very consistent. But come in here and power pull down. Thank goodness the sheephead thing is kind of coming to a close. This area right here has been the best area to get them right now. Over here in the Meadows, we've been catching a little bit of mixed red, trout, and drum right along here with the southeast wind blowing. And when I say the tide is up, I'm just meaning the tide is back to normal. It has been low for so long. It's just, I can tell every morning when I put my boat in the water what the tide was the day before, the next day, and the next day, and so on and so forth. But it's normal. You can't see the barnacles at the Packery Bridge. So come in here, fish this area, the area that I'm highlighting. Fish along the drop off, fish up into the flat. When you see the mullet jump in, you'll know you're in the right area, and just drift through there. Gold spoons, soft plastics, paddle tails, popping corks and live shrimp. I like to use that Four Horseman cork. It's nice and loud and durable. They are $9, but it's a good cork to use. Over here on Pencal Point, still picking up some good drum, picking up a few nice trout. I picked up 2 drum and 2 trout, made 2 drifts through here, and it was pretty good. But just along this Pencal Point area, all through here, from this white cabin all the way across Pencal Point out to the tip, but mainly on top. That's where we've been getting them. I've come in here both and power pulled down and worked my way through. I've also drifted through. Both seem to work equally as well. If I'm catching more and more fish, I'll power pull down. Just be careful when you're power pulling down in the rocks, not to break your power pole. You need to come to a full stop with your trolling motor. Try not to throw too much backwash in front of what you're just about to cast at. And then stop the boat gently That way you don't make a whole lot of racket in the rocks and break a power pole. Over here on the Yarborough spoils, we've been catching a little bit of drum, a little bit of reds, a little bit of trout. Not a whole lot of anything, but catching good mixed bags. Just working them on the back side with that southeast wind blowing. Catching, we caught a couple oversized reds the other day. We caught some nice eating sized drum. Caught a few box trout. Look for the trout to get thicker through here as the tide runners come through the cut, and the first thing they're going to stop at is these spoils on the way out of the cut. Popping corks and live shrimp and shrimp on the bottom with the knocker rig are the two best rigs to use.
I'm Captain Grant Coppin. Thanks for watching.